Hi everyone, it's Senator Chuck Schumer. I'm sorry I can't be with you in person as you celebrate the North Country Chamber's 110th year. Now I looked at the math, and I don't think Gary Douglas has been there all 110 years, but given his dedication to the North Country and his tenacity, it sure must be close. I've said this many times, but it bears repeating. Gary Douglas is a treasure to the North Country, to New York, and to America. As you know, I deal with chamber presidents from all over the state and country, and Gary is at the very top of the list as one of the very best I've ever met. He tells me what you need in a clear and concise manner, and he is dogged and effective in pursuing the goals that he lays out. I'll never forget that the coldest I have ever been in my life, standing with Gary back in 1999 on St. Patrick's Day at the wind-blown Champlain border crossing. I had left my overcoat and gloves in the plane and could barely get through my speech as the bitter cold wind whipped into our faces. But Gary brought me there to convince me that we needed a new port of entry. Everything was backed up for miles and miles. It took a few years, but we were able to do it, fighting as a team together. And now there's a new crossing. Now, I've just completed my first year as Senate Majority Leader, the first ever Senate Majority Leader from New York, and what a year it's been. We passed the American Rescue Plan, which delivered over $200 billion to New York State governments, businesses, schools, individuals, restaurants, including funding for state and local government. Clinton, Essex, and Franklin County governments received $32 million. The city of Plattsburgh received an additional $2 million. The town of Plattsburgh an additional $1.2 million. We passed the Restaurants Act to provide financial aid to our restaurants. We're working right now to try and replenish that fund. And we passed the Save Our Stages Act to help our venues and movie theaters like Strad Theater and the Cumberland Theater. We passed a bipartisan infrastructure law as well, and that's going to send over $7 million to Plattsburgh International Airport while funding billions of dollars in transit programs. And that means lots of new business for Bombardier and Nova Bus and new jobs for the North Country. And we worked all spring and summer last year to try and convince our friends in the Canadian government to reopen the border for tourism. At the end of the day, we had to convince the American government as well, but we finally did. It was there that Mr. Spiegel and the other marina operators showed me all the Canadian boats that had been in dry dock for 2 years, keeping millions of tourism dollars from being spent around the lake. Having the border open for tourism this summer is one of my absolute priorities, and I'm going to keep pushing the Canadian government to come to their senses ASAP. So once again, Gary, thanks. We've done a lot. It would take hours to list all the things that you've asked me to do and we've gotten done together, but I know that you continue to make the North Country a better place to live, to work, and to visit. Have a great meeting. Congratulations on a great 110 years.